Operation Wetback: How one operation began a whole campaign. Leading up to Election Day on November 8, 2016, much of the political talk revolved around immigration. Donald Trump's platform consisted of a campaign on the idea of building a wall between Mexico and the United States in order to gain more supporters. The conversation around immigration has been an ongoing one since the start of the country with Europeans, but after California and other states became part of the U.S., the conversation began to focus on those of Mexican descent. Over time, the conversation continued and gained support through different campaigns, with the biggest campaign against Mexicans being Operation Wetback, which strengthened the antagonization of Mexicans, an effect that can still be felt to this day. Operation Wetback was put into effect by President Dwight D. Eisenhower in May 16, 1954, in an effort to push back on illegal immigration to Mexicans. Under the control of General Joseph Swing, the American government and Mexican government cooperated to send Mexicans back to Mexico in large quantities as quickly as possible. Though they did deport those who were undocumented, they also used it as a way to deport people who had documents to be in the U.S., both U.S. citizens and those in the Bracero program. This injustice was the first of many injustices, not only in the undocumented Latino population, but also one of the many racist pushbacks on all the Latino population. While Operation Wetback has increased the use of mass deportations by presidents and politicians to crack down on an increase in immigration by Latinos, it most importantly set up a campaign that increased fear of immigrants, specifically Mexicans, amongst American citizens that continues to grow to this day. The campaign began alongside another campaign called the Bracero program. The Bracero program was an arrangement between the U.S. government and the Mexican government that allowed for short-term migrations of Mexican contract laborers, known as braceros, to go in and out of the U.S. for work purposes. When arriving at the processing center to be allowed into the U.S., many were turned away for not meeting the requirements of being a healthy, young, able-bodied male. Those who were turned away still crossed the border illegally. This illegal immigration caused an increase in Border Patrol inspectors, shifting their focus towards working at the U.S.-Mexican border rather than in the north. So there had been many campaigns that attempted to regulate illegal Mexican immigration. Nothing came close to the campaign of Operation Wetback. Operation Wetback within a year had deported 1,089,583 Mexican people, declaring it as a success not only in the government's eyes, but the American people's eyes also. It was credited to virtually erasing Mexican wetbacks from the American scene. Though the claiming of apprehending 1 million, quote, wetbacks marked Operation Wetback successful, the official numbers did not indicate this, and over time the numbers continued to decrease. This was unknown to the American public, though, who continued to believe that the Mexicans were the problem of the country and continued to support the mass deportations. Many Americans believed that their lack of resources came from the fact that Mexicans, who had entered illegally, were taking their jobs. Yet, not only were undocumented people being deported, but even people who were citizens and document-holding braceros. This goes to show that Americans wanting to deport Mexicans was more than just feeling threatened economically, but rather stemmed straight from hate and racist sentiments towards Mexicans, regardless of legal documentation. Americans not only wanted to deport Mexicans in order to create less competition in the workforce, they also did it believing that Mexicans were criminals. Operation Wetback was credited with decreasing the crime rate by 63% in cities such as Calexico. This fear of Mexican criminals continues to grow as Trump's platform illustrates, but this fear stems from years of tension between American citizens and those of Mexican descent. American citizens believe that Mexicans were at blame for the crime rate of their country. They believed that by deporting them, their streets would be cleaner. Americans continue to correlate Mexicans to criminality, despite the fact that many of the reasons for criminality can be traced back to the unequal establishment of the United States. Operation Wetback was more than just a simple campaign. It allowed for the American government to establish a program based solely on racist sentiments by the American people. Programs like this continue to foster these remarks and continue to separate racial groups, contributing to the hatred towards each other. Operation Wetback established that the American government has the possibility to deport a mass quantity of people without thinking twice about it. The effects of Operation Wetback can still be felt to this day, and there is no doubt that they will continue to be felt for many generations.